Search engine algorithm. Ever lost something and felt panic rise in your chest? That feeling is exactly why search algorithms exist. A search algorithm is a step-by-step way for a computer to find what it's looking for. Imagine a child searching for a name in a class register. They can start from the top and read every name one by one. That's called linear search. Slow, but simple. Or they can open the register in the middle, check the name, then jump left or right. That's binary search, and it only works if the list is already sorted. Search algorithms power Google, YouTube, and even the search bar on your phone. Technically, binary search is much faster, with something called logarithmic time. You don't need to remember that term. Just know this: fewer steps, faster results. The smarter the search algorithm, the less time your device wastes thinking. Sorting algorithm. Chaos is stressful. Order feels good. Sorting algorithms exist to turn messy data into neat lists. Think of arranging your books from smallest to biggest, or lining up students by height. That's sorting. Computers do this all the time with names, prices, scores, and dates. Some sorting algorithms are simple, like bubble sort, where numbers slowly float into place, just like bubbles in water. Others, like quick sort, split a big problem into smaller ones and solve them fast. Sorting became very important in the 1950s, when computers started handling business records. A sorted list makes searching faster and programs smarter. Greedy algorithm. Imagine always grabbing the biggest slice of cake first. That's how greedy algorithms think. A greedy algorithm makes the best choice right now, hoping it leads to a good final result. It does not look far into the future, it just acts. This works well in problems like finding the shortest path on a map or choosing coins to make change. For example, if you need to give change, a greedy algorithm always picks the largest coin first. Technically, greedy algorithms are fast and memory light, but they don't always give the perfect answer. They trade perfection for speed. Recursive algorithm. What if a problem could solve itself? Recursive algorithms do exactly that. They solve a problem by breaking it into smaller versions of the same problem. Picture two mirrors facing each other, reflecting forever. A classic example is calculating factorials. To find factorial of 5, you first find factorial of 4, then 3, then 2, until you hit 1. Recursion became popular with early computer scientists because it matched how humans think about repeating tasks. Technically, recursion uses the computer's memory stack, which is powerful but dangerous if misused. Before we continue, if you enjoy learning complex subjects like computer science, topics that truly challenge and excite your mind, then I'm happy to introduce our online learning partner, Brilliant. I've been using Brilliant for some time now to better understand math and computer science concepts I struggled with in the past. It has completely changed how I approach learning. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, I now understand ideas step by step, and I've been able to master areas of computer science that once felt confusing. One of the best things about Brilliant is how it helps you learn and excel in math and computer science in a fun, simple, and practical way. You're not just watching videos, you're actively thinking, solving problems, and building real understanding. I also love Brilliant for its clean, intuitive design. The platform is easy to navigate, the courses are well structured, and the lessons are tailored to help you learn at your own pace. Whether it's math or computer science, Brilliant makes learning feel engaging and rewarding. It truly helps bring out the problem-solving genius in you. Their visual and interactive learning approach makes every lesson feel simple, entertaining, and personalized. You learn by doing, not by memorizing. To start learning for free on Brilliant for a full 30 days, go to brilliant.org/techexplainer, scan the QR code on the screen, or click the link in the description below. Brilliant is also offering our viewers 20% off an annual premium subscription, which gives you unlimited access to everything on Brilliant. Divide and conquer algorithm. Big problems are scary, smaller ones are manageable. Divide and conquer algorithms break a large problem into smaller pieces, solve each piece, and then combine the results. This idea goes back hundreds of years, long before computers. Merge sort is a famous example. It splits a list again and again until each part has one item, then merges them back in order. These algorithms are efficient and predictable. In technical terms, they often run in n log n time, which is a sweet spot for performance. Backtracking algorithm. Ever walked into a maze, hit a dead end, and turned back? That's backtracking. A backtracking algorithm tries a path, checks if it works, and if it fails, it goes back and tries another path. This is used in puzzles like Sudoku, chess problems, and password cracking tools. Backtracking became important in artificial intelligence research during the 1970s. It can be slow because it explores many possibilities, but it is very powerful when there is no clear solution up front. Dynamic programming algorithm. What if you never had to repeat the same work twice? Dynamic programming is about remembering. Instead of solving the same problem again and again, the algorithm stores the result and reuses it. This is used in route planning, video compression, and financial calculations. For example, finding the fastest route on a map uses dynamic programming. Technically, it trades extra memory for huge speed gains. It was formally introduced by Richard Bellman in the 1950s and remains one of the smartest algorithm ideas ever created. Brute force algorithm. No tricks, no shortcuts, just force. Brute force algorithms try every possible option until they find the answer. Imagine trying every key on a keychain until one opens the lock. They are easy to write and hard to stop. Early computers relied heavily on brute force because they lacked clever logic. Today, brute force is still used in testing, hacking simulations, and small problems. Technically, brute force algorithms are slow, often growing exponentially as problems get bigger. Hashing algorithm. What if you could jump straight to the answer? Hashing algorithms do exactly that. They convert data into a short code called a hash. That code tells the computer exactly where to store or find the data. Passwords, databases, and cryptocurrencies all use hashing. When you log into an app, your password is not stored as text, it's stored as a hash. Technically, good hashing algorithms are fast and hard to reverse. Famous ones include SHA and MD algorithms. Randomized algorithm. Sometimes, luck beats logic. Randomized algorithms use randomness to make decisions. Instead of always following the same steps, they roll the dice. This helps avoid worst-case scenarios. For example, a randomized sorting algorithm avoids getting stuck with bad data order. These algorithms became popular as computers got faster and could generate random numbers easily. Technically, they are not always perfect, but on average, they perform very well. Encryption algorithm. Secrets matter. Encryption algorithms protect information by scrambling it so only the right person can read it. Ancient civilizations used simple encryption, but modern algorithms are far more complex. Today's encryption uses math, prime numbers, and keys. Algorithms like AES protect your messages, bank apps, and online payments. Technically, encryption relies on problems that are easy to do one way, but extremely hard to reverse. Graph algorithm. Everything is connected. Graph algorithms work with nodes and connections, like cities and roads, or friends on social media. These algorithms help find shortest paths, detect cycles, and map relationships. They power GPS systems, recommendation engines, and social networks. Graph theory began in the 1800s, long before computers existed. Technically, graph algorithms use structures like trees and networks to model real life. Final thought. By now, you've walked through the hidden world that runs your phone, your games, your apps, and even the internet itself. Algorithms are not magic. They are ideas, stories, and strategies written in code. Every click you make wakes one up, and once you understand them, computers stop feeling mysterious and start feeling human. If knowledge is power, algorithms are the engine behind it.